It's not so much the task, it's the situation. Yeah, and that becomes the worker's high. Because when you don't want to go home, you want to keep working. That is when I experience the worker's high. When you have so much fun at work that you don't want to go home. Haven't you had fun at work? I have fun at work almost every day. My name is Björn Medin. I'm a Swede. I work primarily as a chairman today. I've been working as a coach, a company coach for 15 years, and before that I have about 25 years in large company, primarily in ABB, where I worked both as, at the end as a sales director, and before that as a president of a daughter company to ABB. Well, in my case, the key word is challenge. I started off as a brand new engineer, as a trainee with the company way back when, and it took a year or two before someone said, "You're an excellent engineer, but..." And since then I've been working with sales and management. And I've been challenged about every 2 years when I got new challenges to work abroad, to work in different roles, and I've been being developed accordingly in these different roles. And I had some people that saw potential in me and my development, so I got challenged. Well, I guess it took a couple of years before I really felt the understanding of the culture, the understanding of the ambition of the company, and that is what made me proud. Loved working for ABB for many, many years, and I guess that is very much reflected by the president of the company at the time, Percy Barnevik. That was a little bit of a hero for me, because he had a good way of looking at what is a company culture in terms of letting people take responsibility and delegate in his management style, and that made me engaged, and I had a lot of fun. Well, I guess for me, since I've had a number of different roles at top management level in a large company, you learn things. You experience things, you make mistakes, you see different situations. And all that experience, that is what I'm using as a chairman today to help people and companies develop. And so that is what I bring to the table, and that is what I've been doing as a company coach for the last 15 years. And many of these, or a few of these companies that I've been working with for a long time, they asked me, we would be honored for you to become our chairman in our company, and which is, of course, an honor for me to become. So it's really a question of collecting experiences for a long time that I can use today in this role. I was lost, completely lost. I had a really good degree, but when I came out work life, I didn't know what to expect. So I relied very much on mentors. So I was lucky and had a couple of mentors when I started working with ABB that I could discuss my career and my wishes, my future with. And they helped me to guide me in different directions to develop to who I am today. And I really wish that more youngsters get a mentor soon. So they have someone that has likely done what they will do in the future, so to help to guide them into different roles and development. Oh, I've been lost, all right. Well, I think that's very much a leadership issue. It's a management and leadership issue. I mean, you have to see as a manager or a leader that your responsibility, or part of your responsibility, is not only to manage the operation of your employees, but it's also to manage their development and make sure that they feel safe, they feel challenged, they feel that they are a part of an organization that they are proud of. And so even though I had both a combination of good managers and leaders, but also had the separate mentors, but it might as well have been a good manager that would help to guide me. So I urge to every person that has some kind of leadership role, accept also the role as a mentor for your employees. typical example, I worked as I mentioned initially, as an engineer, and at that time my manager's manager got a new job, and he told me, I want you to change from engineering to sales. It wasn't in my imagination to do that, but he urged me to go into the sales department and have a discussion with people who worked there. I did so, and I finally asked this person that I met, why should I start here? And it was silent for, 15, 30 seconds. And then he said, we have more fun. Okay, so I started working as a salesperson. And that was a big change, because that made me value the value of having fun at work, to be with people that enjoy what they do, to meet interesting people. So I think that was a career changer for me, really. Well, I'm on a constant development journey, and especially now at today's day and age, we have technical development, we have consequences of the COVID-19 experience, and there are so many things happening in the world that affects companies much more than many of the companies realize. And I think my challenge today is to keep up with these changes and keep up with possible solutions for these changes. And that is what I need to have as a chairman, because traditionally the chairman has been a rather passive role. But today I believe, since I'm quite involved in development of boards also, and I think a board needs to be really on their toes to help to look into the future, to see what do we need to do in a strategic perspective in a company to develop in the right direction. And that is my challenge today, to keep up with all that is happening out there. Believe in people, trust people, and when you do so, trust them with responsibilities and the freedom of action, so they can own their responsibility and act accordingly, and let them take the consequences of their actions, because they need to get engaged. And I tell every manager I meet, don't delegate tasks, delegate responsibilities. Let them think, let them use their experience, and you will get engaged engaged people, engaged employees that are willing to take responsibility. When they do, you see a development that is, sometimes it's just wow. I think that would be the thing. Well, I have two sons that are in their late 20s and early 30s, where I have discussion, not on a daily basis, but I've had it over the years. And I always tell them, look for things, for tasks and situations where you feel comfortable, where you are challenged. And having said that, what I'm actually saying is look for good managers, look for good company cultures so it's actually not so much, even though I know you're asking for the kids to see what they're looking for, but it's more directed to the leaders and the managers. Hey, it's your responsibility. Give the youngsters a situation where they develop, where they feel challenged, where they feel valuable, and you will get all the good youngsters that you deserve, and you will be able to keep them. Oh, workers, yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, a good manager will have to tell their employees to go home. A bad manager needs to push their employees forward. And there is a big difference. Because if you're a good manager, you will engage your people to such an extent that they don't want to go home. And their biggest problem is to make your kids or your employees to have a meaningful free time. So once again, it's back to the managers, because I've been there. I mean, when it's so much fun at work because you're so enthusiastic, it's not so much the task, it's the situation. Yeah, and that becomes the worker's high. Because when you don't want to go home, you want to keep working. That is when I experience the worker's high. Maybe I misunderstand you, but when you have so much fun at work that you don't want to go home. Absolutely. Haven't you had fun at work? I have fun at work almost every day. When you lose time, when you lose track of time, when you're so absorbed in the situation that everything around you doesn't matter. That is what I experienced as a marathoner. It takes about 40 minutes and after that you're just going. You're just in another world. And to me that's the same thing at work. You're so absorbed of the situation, your task, that everything around you doesn't matter. To me that is the worker's high. And that is what I'm saying. As a manager you need to tell those people that reach that level of high to go home. Otherwise they sit around the clock.